Hey everyone, YouTube's DOT physical expert, Dr. Nuesse, back again with another video. And this one is on a very specific topic. This is about, can secondhand smoke cause you to fail your drug test, specifically for marijuana? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I'm doing this video because this is a comment I get all the time in the comment section. Will secondhand smoke cause me to fail my drug test? My roommate smokes marijuana, but I don't. Will I fail my drug test? And on and on and on. So I want to answer this very, very specifically. Again, I've done a full video all about pre-employment marijuana testing. I'll leave a link to that video up here if you're interested in kind of the broad strokes, all of the parameters. This one is specifically on secondhand smoke and will it cause you to fail your drug test, your pre-employment drug test. All right, so another comment I get a lot in my videos is, man, it takes you a long time to get to the point. Just give us the answer. And I get that. I sometimes am a little long-winded. I try to give a lot of details in these videos, so I'm going to answer the question straight off. Can secondhand marijuana smoke cause you to fail your drug test? The answer is, it is possible, but it's highly unlikely. And I'm going to give you some statistics. I'm going to show you some research. I've got two really good research articles that we can look through to kind of give you an idea of if you may actually fail based on secondhand smoke, your exposure to secondhand smoke. So let's actually look at the data, look at the science, not guess, and kind of see what that tells us. All right, here we go. All right, so study number one here, this is called Non-Smoker Exposure to Secondhand Cannabis Smoke. And we're just going to look at kind of the abstract here. And they basically took individuals, they put them in a very confined space with no ventilation, basically, and saw what happened. And I'll just go again down to the conclusions, because what's important in this video is, are you going to test positive, not are you going to get a high or how do you feel afterwards. Room ventilation has a pronounced effect on the exposure to secondhand cannabis smoke under extreme unventilated conditions. So not just in the same apartment complex or maybe even the same apartment, but if you're right next to somebody in an enclosed space with no ventilation, secondhand cannabis smoke exposure can produce detectable levels of THC in the blood and urine. And what they found was that under these extreme conditions, under the results, one urine specimen test came back positive at the 50 nanogram per milliliter cutoff, which is the standard, which is what the FMCSA uses, which is what most drug testing uses, is this 50 nanogram per milliliter cutoff. So one individual came back positive. Okay, and then study number two, again, non-smoker exposure to secondhand cannabis smoke, number one. And again, we'll just go over the abstract here. And again, this kind of agrees with the other study. And I'll just read here at the bottom. These results demonstrate that extreme cannabis smoke exposure, extreme, they keep using this word extreme, cannabis smoke exposure can produce positive urine tests at a commonly utilized cutoff concentration. Again, that 50 nanograms per milliliter. However, positive tests are likely to be rare, limited to just the hours immediately post-exposure. Very, very important. Just a couple of hours after being exposed, not days after or up to a month, which is traditional for most drug testing, and occur only under environmental circumstances where exposure is obvious. Again, this extreme situation. Now let me go down and show you exactly how many people tested positive in this study. All right, so I'll just read you this line here again. There was 250 non-smoker participants, so the secondhand smoke participants in this study, and they stated that the immunoassays employing a cutoff concentration of 50 nanograms per milliliter, as recommended by the SAM-HSA as well as the FMCSA and pretty much across the board, produced negative test results in 99.6% of the cases. So only 0.4% of the participants in this study actually tested positive. Okay, so the direct answer to the question of, can secondhand smoke, marijuana smoke, cause you to fail your drug test is yes, it can. The answer to will it cause you to fail your drug test is it's highly unlikely. And I've got 2 studies to prove it. 0.4%, basically 0.4% in one study tested positive, and only one person in both studies tested positive. And this was under very extreme close contact with no ventilation. I hope this was very, very helpful and informative. Please leave me questions in the comments section below. I love answering those. Until next time, everybody, stay safe.